Gorgeous, isn't it? Webb Brothers, Nobody Has to Know. Play that for Holly, who has an 11-year-old birthday today, from her mum Vicky and Richard in Nottingham. Who else? Shout out to Beth Hemingway. It's a hen do today. Very excited to celebrate with her. That's from Becky in Wakefield. Waiting for my wife to remember she's let me have a lay-in. Either that or my 2-year-old will come crashing through with this electric police car. I feel you, Ollie. Morning, Dermot. Waiting to go downstairs for the Tail Walker at Lee on the Solent Park run. It's blowing a hoolie out there. Good luck to all the volunteers. That's from Joy. And thanks so much for all your correspondence today. Thanks to Erin and, of course, Taro Patty. It's BBC Radio 2 on your Sounds Like Your Smart Speaker at 88 to 91 FM. Have yourselves a good day.
BBC News at 10 o'clock. This is Catherine Cracknell. Iran has executed a British-Iranian man accused of spying for the UK. Ali Reza Akbari was Iran's Deputy Defence Minister from 2000 to 2008. He denied the charges. Rishi Sunak has described his execution as a callous and cowardly act. Dr. Sanam Vakil is an Iran expert at the international affairs think tank Chatham House.
The regime is trying to demonstrate that perhaps there is a heavy outside hand in stoking the unrest, and this sort of links the protests with the repeated accusations that the West is involved in trying to unseat and destabilize the Islamic Republic.
Explosions have been reported this morning in the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv. The city's mayor, Vitaly Klitschko, has urged residents to take shelter and watch out for falling missile debris. Our correspondent in Kyiv, James Waterhouse, says the authorities there believe the missile attacks targeted critical infrastructure.
There are a number of scenarios which could be happening. You could have had airstrikes coming from Belarus, where Russia is continuing to stage troops and fighter jets. We've seen missile strikes in the past from the Caspian Sea, as well as from occupied areas in the east of Ukraine. It really is a threat posed from all directions.
Brazilian media says the former Justice Minister, Anderson Torres, is flying back to Brazil from the United States. He's being investigated over his alleged collusion with rioters who stormed government buildings last Sunday. The Supreme Court's issued a warrant for Mr. Torres, who was the head of security in Brasilia when the riots happened. The court's also said it'll look into the role of the former president, Jair Bolsonaro. The government's announced a review of the guidance available to landlords about the health risks from damp and mould. Last year, an inquest found 2-year-old Awab Ishak died from a respiratory condition caused by mould, and that the Housing Association didn't intervene. The chief executive of Shelter, Dr. Polly Neat, says reviewing guidance doesn't go far enough.
If you look at social housing for a minute, is the government's social housing regulation bill, which will include introducing Ofsted-style inspections of social homes, and that is really much more needed. Guidance is guidance, but actually accountability is, I think, the key word here.
New research suggests hormone replacement therapy, which helps control symptoms of the menopause, could reduce the risk of Alzheimer's disease in women. The study found HRT was linked to improved memory and cognitive function in the 25% of women who carry a particular gene. A ban on single-use plastics will come into force in England in October. Takeaways, restaurants and cafes will be required to stop using disposable plastic cutlery, bowls and plates. Scotland and Wales